Holy fucking Ballsack. Das war eine ganze Menge, die jetzt gerade hier auf uns eingeprasselt ist. Aber wir haben es natürlich gemeistert. Das heißt, dieselbe Person wurde zum selben Zeitpunkt quasi an 2 verschiedenen Orten umgebracht. Wovon man nicht sofort hätte ausgehen können, logischerweise, weil wir gar nichts vom zweiten Fall letzten Endes wussten. Aber wir haben bisher Goodman nur von hinten gesehen übrigens auch. Also, ne, dieses Bild von Lana, in der sie hier auf ihn so einprescht, da sieht man Goodman in dem Fall auch nur von hinten. Bin aber gespannt, ob es eventuell noch Foto-Evidence gibt von Goodman, als er im Evidence Room ist. Oder wer auch immer. Einer von beiden ist Goodman, der andere ist es nicht. So viel ist schon mal sicher. Wobei Goodman müsste eigentlich... Oder auch nicht. Ich würde sagen, im Parking Lot gewesen sein. Aber es kann auch sein, dass jemand einfach die ID von, also die ID-Karte von Goodman genommen hat und ich bin gespannt, wie das gelöst wird, weil momentan habe ich echt absolut null Erklärung dafür. Ich habe null Ahnung. Okay. So, kleinen Momentchen. So. Okay. February 23rd, 2:15 p.m. Wright and Co. Law Offices. Mr. Wright, what's going on with the case anyway? I'm a little confused. Let's see. What's going on? The victim, Detective Bruce Goodman, was dead to death after 5 p.m. on the 21st. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot and the police department's evidence room. What's this and the evidence room part? The prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car. Well, that's what we're going to find out, or try to at least. Alright, let's do it! Glad she's in good spirits, but I'm not sure she's going to help much with this. Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright. Look, we're in this together, right? I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. Let's go! Science awaits us! For science! February 23rd. Prosecutor's office, underground parking lot. You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't even a body found there, so who cares? Yeah, it was only our victim who was killed in their evidence room, no biggie. Besides, my sister would never do such a thing, I know it. That oil drum, was it empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. Holy shit. My sister erasing evidence at the crime scene, never. Even though she says they don't get along, Emma really likes her sister. That's not it at all. It's just, we're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her. Big words for a high school student. Well, whether there was blood on the floor or not, the water in that oil drum washed it all away. Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright. What's that grin for? The situation calls for one thing, and that is luminol testing fluid. Luminol. Tylenol? Blood is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with a little water. Allerdings. Even if you can't see it, it's still there. Wouldn't the police have already done those tests? Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Just give it a try. Me? Why do I have to do it? I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet. We're testing bloodstains with this stuff, not drinking it. Here, look, I'll lend you these glasses. You had an extra pair of those things? Ooh. To test for a blood reaction, just spray the luminol on it. Like this, see? Ah, so wie das... Verdammt, wie hieß das Ding? Scheiße. Coolant von Metal Gear Solid 2. Press enter to spray it on. Okay, let's find us some blood stains. Okay, Ah, hell yeah. Examine. Boom. I can see her eyes shining behind those glasses. So, is this a blood stain? It's so, Emma, you're shaking. It's just, this is my first time seeing real blood. Scientific investigation in action. Okay, well, we definitely know that this is a blood stain. But doesn't something strike you as odd? Scientifically speaking, of course. What's odd about this? Scientifically. The amount? Location? Location. By the bloodstain's location, of course. It's elementary. Whoops. Oh, das war Shift. Huh. Why is that elementary? Never mind. Okay. I mean, I would think that if there was a fight, you'd expect some bloodstains here. I suppose you might think that. Come on, Mr. Wright, we are counting on you. There's something odd about this bloodstain. But if it's not the location of the blood, then maybe it's the amount of blood that's odd. I definitely think so. Also, ja, ich dachte gerade, ja gut, die Menge eventuell, aber ich meine, wenn das meiste weggewaschen ist, kann es ja sein, dass es deswegen weniger ist. I mean, look at all the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe. It is pretty strange. If they fought here, there'd have to have been more blood than this. Hey, Mr. Wright. I'm gonna mark up the floor plans when we find a bloodstain, okay? Okay. Let's hunt. See, I'm pretty handy to have around, right? Yeah, and this stuff's pretty handy too. I saved up my allowance to buy that. Luminol testing fluid receipt from one very proud-looking Emma Sky. Solution used for scientific... find blood traces... Pray to use. We can't be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence so that doesn't fit with their view on the case. Then let's drag that hidden evidence out into the light of the day. Yeah. It feels like we're really investigating a crime now, doesn't it? Guess I should give this a spray on anything suspicious. Ha! Of course. I wonder how that fluid of yours would react to a nice deli box. Miss Star! You only trust your own eyes. Not bad, you two. This day-old daily box is on the house. Sorry, it's just that kind of lead in it doesn't really get my mouth watering. Ich mag sie nicht. You certainly put me in a tight spot today. That's what she said. My apologies, Miss Star, but I know it's okay. It was my fault. Oh, we know. I witnessed everything from that security room right there, but I was afraid that wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry. Sorry? You lied on the witness stand. It's unforgivable. Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events from was different, I still saw what I saw. I saw Chief Prosecutor Sky stab a man in cold blood, and that testimony still stands. I swear it on my honor as a detective. She stabbed Goodman. Bullshit! I know this photograph has something important to tell us, but what? So you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Star? Yes, it was a long time ago. Well, 2 years ago. No matter how hardened the criminal, when they faced me, they coughed it up. Coughed it up. They confessed. They babbled like babies. You know, I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too. I wouldn't doubt it. Every day I drag the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect, and before long they called me the Cover Queen. Oh, and here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from your lunches. And you were let go, fired. I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator, and if those prim and proper prosecutors hadn't let me go, I'd still be one today. Deswegen glaube ich, dass dies war. It's all because of that case. The SL9 incident. Aha! SL9. Wait, she doesn't mean SL9 as in this SL9. What do you think about this? The SL9 incident. It's written on that knife. And on that note. Goodman. Goodman was the head detective on that case, you know? Uh-huh. Really? That knife was evidence from that case, the murder weapon. It was due to for transferal the very day that Goodman was killed. I suspected. The SL9 isn't over, not yet. Do you think you could tell us more about the SL9 incident? Anscheinend nicht. Nochmal? Nee. Ja, wir kriegen keine Antwort darauf. I had one of those up until 2 years ago. Back when you were the cough-up queen, right? We found this ID card here in this parking lot. Well, there's no mistaking that, it's definitely Goodman's. But it's the same ID as the man who was killed at the police department. That's impossible. I wish I could be so sure. Von dem Foto hat glaube ich, gesprochen, ne? Could you take a look at this? You, yes. You said you wanted some hot tea, right? No, but thanks. She didn't even look at it. You must have to brew these things a long time to get rich flavor like this. You pre-infuse the leaves with steam before brewing. I knew it, so that's the secret to their aroma. Exquisite. Scientifically speaking, of course. The only thing I'm smelling here is wasted time. If you think about it, I could have taken that picture from the guard room. But even I get flustered sometimes, so you went straight to the scene of the crime. I rushed towards the chain link fence in an effort to stop the murder. That's when I took this photo, yes. In other words, 5 minutes after the crime. Those 5 minutes are the whole problem, the hole in my testimony, as it were. The 5 minutes weren't the problem, Miss Star. You lying was the problem. Listen, little girl, I've had my testimony disregarded before, and I wasn't going to have it disregarded again, just like that time. That time. Okay. That incident really opened up my eyes to the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable. Disposable to who? 2 years ago. It was the biggest case I'd ever handled. Mr. Marshall. Oh, okay. The police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence. So they didn't solve it. On the contrary. It was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed. Executed. Yes. The criminal got what was coming to him. It doesn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was, they never did find decisive evidence, not a shred. What? But the criminal was executed, right? On the basis of evidence, of a sort, made-up evidence. What? You mean, they executed someone with fabricated evidence? The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved with the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen, others found themselves out of a job. And you were one of those. Myself and one other person you know well. Wait, could it be Marshall? Exactly, Detective Jake Marshall. Oops, I mean Police Department Security Detail Officer Jake Marshall. As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined, and then it was over, and he was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I. You haven't forgotten SL9. There was another side to that case, a hidden side. That's what we're after now. And no one up in their fancy offices can stop us. Wait, those lunches you sell? There is only one reason I come to sell lunches in this accursed office. I come here to meet old friends, boyfriends that can help me investigate. Miss Star's old boyfriends. How many does she have anyway? Just when all the detectives on SL9 have disappeared, we find new evidence. There has to be a connection. So, rookie. What? It seems like you're serious about investigating this case. Yes. Then you should take this. Ooh. A Salisbury steak lunch. I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with this treat. Marshall in... Excellent for putting Officer Marshall in a good mood. Miss Star. Officer Marshall, is he your... Are you going out? Why do you want to know? I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago, when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. And he was nice to me too back then. This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective. But now he's so cold. Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. We're putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that. I see. Thank you. Officer Jake Marshall, Okay, dann danke ich, meine Gute. February 23rd, Police Department entrance. Hoffentlich finden wir ihn da. It's even busier here today than it was yesterday. The detectives are running around so fast they are blurring. I suppose it makes sense. A detective did get killed here after all. So the evidence room, the scene of the crime. According to the pamphlet we got at the front desk, here it is. It's like a kid in an amusement park. Oh, a real crime scene. Let's go take a look. Wir waren gerade eben bei einer, aber okay. Yes. Natürlich. February 23rd Evidence Room Entrance Guard Station. Ich frag mich, wer hier wohl haust. Sehe ich da? Okay, das... Die Flasche ganz rechts, diese rote, könnte Dings sein. Fuck. Baileys. Links daneben die 3 Flaschen, das könnte Whisky sein. Mir fällt gerade nichts mit einem gelben Label ein. Müsste aber größtenteils wahrscheinlich alles Whisky sein, was hier rumsteht. Nicht schlecht. What's with the decor in this place? It's very eccentric. According to the pamphlet, this is the guard station for the evidence room. So beyond that door is the evidence room. The scene of the crime. Also Miss Starr, die beiden haben auf jeden Fall was damit zu tun mit diesem Case. Bei Jake Marshall bin ich ein bisschen überrascht, aber er auf jeden Fall. Vor allem, wenn man bedenkt, dass er anscheinend der Guardsman für den Evidence Room ist, von dem das SL9-Messer entwendet wurde. Angeblich. It sure seems that way. Oh. What's wrong? It's those cacti. They are so prickly, so imposing. It's hard to think straight. If you can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. What I want to know is, if this is a guard station, where is the guard? I have a feeling I know who he is already. Vor allem dieses Lasso da unten. Es ist super. Okay, was haben wir hier, Jigsaw? It looks like there is a video feed from the evidence room here. There's a light blinking below the monitor. It says recording. I bet we could use this computer to check on who went in and out of here. La diggity dings. Yipes, these sure are prickly. They must be the real deal. I would think just one big one would be sufficient. These cacti are a lot like my sister, actually. How so? Encased in a cold, rigid shell with spines pointing in every direction, just like her. I'm not so sure I see the resemblance. It's more an attitude thing than a physical similarity. Logischerweise. There's a security guard uniform hanging there. It looks more like a costume than a uniform, honestly. A leather jacket, leather pants, a leather... What was that called again? A punchy? A pounchy? A pinchy. I know! A poochie! Wait, maybe that wasn't it. It was a poncho, but I think I'll keep that information to myself for the time being. Definitiv ein Poochie. Klingt viel besser. This swinging door makes the place look like some kind of saloon. But look, it's nailed shut. You can't get in that way. Of course not. If you went in through here, the cactus would fall over. Ouch. I'd say more of a yell myself. Yes. Alles wird gut. Texas. Okay. Das hier finde ich am besten. Look on the floor, a lasso. Looks like it's set up to trap something. A trap here. Wait, I know. Maybe someone was trying to catch a wild bull in here. But the lasso missed. You sure have an active imagination. He missed. The evidence room is beyond that door. Let's just walk in. It won't open. I thought it'd be open. I think we need someone's permission to go in there first. Ich hätte gesagt, wir nehmen die Keycard und... Okay. Wo ist der Guard, wenn man ihn braucht? This place is charged with frantic energy as always. Please! Wasn't that? One steak lunch, please. Oh, it's you. Detective Gumshoe. Now's no time for chit-chat, pal. I'm a busy man. What I really need is a steak lunch from Lunchland. Oh, you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale. Aw. I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking. Now's no time for despair. We've got our criminal, now we just need evidence. The criminal, you mean... You heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, right, pal? Allerdings, ja. On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department. And the perpetrator. Do you have a suspect? Well, it wasn't suspect, just arrested them, in fact. It's the biggest scandal to hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy. But Detective Gumshoe, who was it? Listen, pal, all I know is I need me a steak lunch pronto. Standing around there talking isn't going to fill my belly. Wait, don't leave. If you want to know more, head on down to the detention center, pal. Questioning should be over. So I figured he's down there having a good cry. Later. Okay, let's go. He ran off to the evidence room. While his investigation is off to a running start. Nice. Okay. Was? Moment, was? Wo denn? Hier? Ja, anscheinend. Police station, criminal affairs, blah. Wow, everyone looks deadly serious here. Well, there was this vicious murder of a detective down at the police department. Yes, but the same detective was also killed at the same time in the prosecutor's lot. Makes my head hurt. Well, first things first. Let's go check out the police department crime scene. Yes, you sound dead set on investigating, but don't mess up or we could wind up dead. I doubt anyone wants more mysteries or dead bodies around here right now, but it doesn't look like anyone is going to help us much either. Yes. Bam. Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Still, I do feel better about things a little. I mean, they caught the person who stabbed Detective Goodman, didn't they? Es ist auch Lana. Obwohl, nee, kann gar nicht sein. Sie war ja sowieso im Gefängnis. Yeah, I guess they did. Best to not go too far down that road right now. Things will just get confusing. Spill the beans. What was that, sir? That's what I'm saying. Me, a perpetrator. I will perpetrate against, sir. That's what I'd say. Ich hab's fast kommen sehen. What the fuck? Hi, greetings, sir. I don't know who you are. Yeah. Excuse me, but this is Nazareth or anywhere on the premises. I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. Officer Meekins, so you're a guard here at the detention center. No, sir, I'm not, sir. I'm a little lost patrolman. I'm a little lost lamb, sir. Oh, I get it. You're here to deliver a report. No, sir, how should I say this? Wait, he isn't... Is he? You, Officer Meekins, you didn't... Did you? Perpetrator Officer Meekins is reporting, sir. What? Now this is an unexpected turn of events. Allerdings. Sir, I'm a patrolman with general affairs, sir. Sir! Ow, I can't hear you fine, Officer Meekins. I had some business that day, sir, so I went to the evidence room, sir. The guard station in front of the room was empty, sir. Got it, so we got it. So normally there's a guard at the evidence room. That's right, sir, because evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. Now the security officer was none other than Officer Marshall. Then, sir, I happened to glance at the security room monitor. That's when I saw him, sir. A suspicious person in the evidence room. A suspicious person, sir. A suspicious... Ah! What the heck is this guy doing? So what happened then? After that, sir, everything went white. I saw red, I blacked out. And when I came to, I was here in the detention center. How long were you out? Days? Might I ask, what happened to your hand? Sir, there was no one to bandage me, sir. So I did what I could to wrap it up, sir. A bandage on his hand. Oh, just like Miss Sky. Yet another similarity between this case and the one at the prosecutor's office. First things first. Tell us how you hurt your hand. That's my victim. I don't mean to pry, but you are the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, right? Sir, please don't look at me with those sad puppy dog eyes, sir. If you have to label me as a perpetrator or victim, sir, then label me victim. Diesmal hat zumindest eine Hand nicht verletzt. I would, but you happen to be in detention and alive and well at that. Ah, yes, well, that's true, sir. I suppose you could say that. Did you know the victim, Detective Goodman? Well, sir, if I had to label him as a stranger or a total stranger, then I'd say he leans heavily on the total stranger side. So you didn't know him. Sir, I work in a tiny department devoid of light or other creature comforts. I don't know any detectives. So if he was a total stranger, why did you stab him? Sir, I had no intention of killing him, sir. None. Nor do I have any recollection of killing him, sir. At least someone around here is more confused than I am. Yup. About your hand, did that happen during the course of the crime? Well, you see, sir. Don't you think you should just confess? But but there was nothing I could do. Nothing you could do. So to tell the truth, sir, when it happened, when a detective pointed a knife at me, I just hollered, sir. And the next thing I knew, I was unconscious. The next thing you knew, you were, huh? Then when I opened my eyes, I was alone in the evidence room, sir. All alone. Alone because Detective Goodman has disappeared. Had disappeared. What? Then when I looked down, I was gushing blood from my hands, sir. Oh, the shock. Oh, the sorrow, sir. Can you imagine how I felt? The victim's body disappeared. That's some story. Allerdings. Moment. Goodman. Do you think you could take a look at this? Hey. That's it, sir. That's it. That's what? My head was blank until this very moment. But sir, now I remember, sir. You mean you remember what happened? Correct! That card was the cause of it all. This ID card. Exactly, sir, that's exactly it. Nothing could be done exact, sir, nothing. I better pry into this one a little deeper, that's what she said. Yes. Can you tell me what it is you do remember? Well, sir, you might say I'm a little lost patrolman, a lost little lamp, if you will. I didn't know Mr. Detective Goodman who was in the evidence room. And that's why you thought he looked suspicious. Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to show his ID card. Well, that sounds pretty much by the looks so far. That's right, sir. That's what I've been trying to tell you. So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing. Suddenly he pointed a knife at me. What? Sir, I assure you I was as flustered as you are right now. So I whooped and leapt at him. Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him. Weshalb? Do unto to others before they unto you. My own father's words, sir. What happened then? Well, my eyes, sir. Everything went white. When I awoke, I was here. Right. Okay. So, Officer Meekins, why was it that they arrested you? What do you mean, Emma? Let's look at what we know. Now, Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman, and the victim, whom he met at the scene of the crime, didn't show his ID card. In other words, we have no way of knowing if the victim was really the victim. Ah, stimmt, ja, okay. And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room, we don't even know if anyone actually died. That's it, sir. That's what I wanted to say. I did say something along those lines. Huh? But still ended up here. They told me that I had to be him, sir. On that day, at that time, Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room. That's what they said. But you don't remember the events clearly. No, but the videotape is quite clear. Videotape? From the security camera. The crime, my crime, the crime I swore to stamp out. It's there, it's me. And you waited until now to tell us this. I'm sorry, really sorry, sir. I hand over my badge. I don't deserve it. No thanks, I have my own. Well, I guess we better go check out the crime scene. Allerdings. Let's move it. Boom. Jawohl. Let's go. Hey, Mr. Wright. Look who... natürlich. Look at who's standing at the chief of detective's desk. It's Police Chief Gant. Also, dachte gerade schon, das wäre hier fucking Marshal. And you're sure that this is all? You know what it means is if there's anything missing. Sir, I'm sure it's most likely totally perfect. We checked all of his drawers, lockers, under his seat cushion, behind his computer monitor, inside his personal coffee machine. Let's see, well, if anything does turn up, you call me right away, deal? Yes, sir. We'll scour the place again, sir. The chief of detectives looks a little flustered. Alright, oh my boy, how you been? Swim much? Oh, Chief Gant reporting for duty, sir. Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright? Let's talk. Is Edgeworth going to be okay? Oh, Worthy. Oh, you know, they are doing a little inquiry committee with him. Sounds like an inquisition. Yep, well, they have had no end of trouble with the boy since last year. You mean the incident of Gourd Lake? Doesn't look good having a top prosecutor sit in the defendant's seat, does it? And you got someone else found guilty in that case, right, Rido? Fun karma. Allegedly he was undefeated in his 40-year career. That's right. But in court you fixed it, so he was caught for forging evidence. Wait, I didn't do anything wrong, he did forge evidence. In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of a turmoil, you might say. Why, they do just about anything to restore their reputation. Now, depending on what the inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Worthy. What? It's downright odd, I tell you, that they're getting killed on their turf too, I mean. They're being the prosecutors, I assume. Scientifically speaking, it's impossible. Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time. That's what it says. What evidence is this? Now, Rido, I can't give away all our secrets just like that. And this in particular, well, it's a little sensitive and I can't talk about it. I wasn't expecting much anyway. You know, one thing I hate most of all is hiding stuff. Secrets, can't stand them, so wie das du gerade machst. But you know, it's a full-time job just keeping the chief of detectives trap shut. Ah, he was one of you. He was the one you were picking on earlier. You saw that? Whoops. Kleinen Moment. Gerade wieder was gefallen. So. I wonder what it was that he wanted the chief of detectives to do. Let's see if we can kind of discreetly ask him. Wenn wir ihn überhaupt finden, ist die andere Frage. Yeah, to see that. What exactly did the chief of police want you to do? Well, see over there? That's Goodman's desk. They wanted me to check it for anything that might be a clue. They took away every last piece of garbage in the trash can. So nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still here. Of course not. Well, except for this. What? You got something? Sure, why not? It's not important. He didn't even finish writing it. It's a lost item report, but it's only half complete. A lost item. Did Detective Goodman lose something? The date on it is February 21st. Better make a note of that just in case. Half-written document dated 2/21. Can only be submitted to the chief of police. Langsam sehe ich vielleicht eine kleine Connection. Er hat irgendwas verloren, wurde dann... Okay, langsam kommt es ein bisschen zusammen. I should really get back to investigating the police department crime scene. Dann machen wir das doch. Indem wir nochmal kurz mit ihm reden anscheinend. Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you a favor. Well, I never thought the day would come when Rido asked me for help. I was wondering if we could investigate the evidence room. Holy shit. Now, Rido. Actually, I'm sorry. I don't need to investigate after all. Rido, please. Do I look like a selfish man? Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50? I'd give them $50, no problem. So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's content. Knock yourself out. Just goes to show you. You never know until you ask. And for you here, you can borrow this. This is the detective's ID card, isn't it? Das wir schon haben. There's a special card for guests, so don't lose it. Ah, okay. Yes, sir. It's an honor. You just go, run along, and do your best now later, folks. Wir hätten auch die von Goodman einfach vorzeigen können, wahrscheinlich, vielleicht. Hehe. Looks pretty cool on my lapel, doesn't it? Just think, a real ID. You seem happy. Yes, sir. Because, sir, we get to go to the evidence room now, sir. I think this place is a bad influence on the girl. Zumindest Officer Meekins. I like to move it. Nee, Moment. Examine? Boom? The evidence room is beyond that door. And we have the ID card from Chief Gant. Let's just walk in. Won't open. Aha! The card reader is turned off, see? What is that security guard thinking? Howdy, partners. Well, well, what's made my Bambina sky so gray? Schade, dass anscheinend irgendwie mit involviert ist. Officer Marshall! Why does it have to be him? What's that why does it have to be him look for? As you may have surmised, this here is my saloon. Gutes Bier hier auf jeden Fall. Oh, alles langsam warm, super. We are here to investigate the crime scene. Yeehaw! That card you got there on your chest. That's better than a sheriff's badge in these parts. Yeehaw! Well, what you standing over there for? Get along, little doggies. The crime scene's awaiting. Looks like the card reader's on again. While we are here, I was wondering if we could ask you some questions. Sorry, cowboy, but I got no mind to tangle with you hombres. You're busy then. Did I say that? Only said I didn't wish to speak with you. Actually, you said you had no mind to tangle with us hombres. I'm gonna tangle with you, hombre. I was wondering if we could talk to you. Sorry, Bambina. But I'm off to roam the lands like a tumbleweed on the wide prairie. Like a gunslinger loading his six-shooter, I say a little prayer. Ocelot? What was that all about, Mr. Wright? I think he was just too hungry to talk. Oh. You're just saying that because his stomach was growling. You have no idea what he was talking about either. Well, in any case, we need to get cracking on this investigation pronto. Okay. Ich dachte schon, er hat... Ach! Fuck me sideways. Bam! Nee. Here, cook. Bam! That smell, reminds me of Texas. So, Officer Marshall, you're from Texas? No, I just saw a special on television the other day. Is this from my baby? Yeah, Miss Star. What's this? What? What's wrong? A filet steak lunch. I see. I don't see. I wonder what it means. Steak lunch, yeah. Alright, Bambina, you win. Ask him anything. Finally, it seems like he's willing to talk. Yes, big boy. Let's spill the beans. You're in charge of security for the evidence room, right? You got good eyes, partner. It's an easy job, and I'm grateful for it. Actually, Officer Meekins at the detention center told us. That poor little doggy. Poor guy. I kept getting his name wrong and calling him Meekly. He told us something. He said that when the stabbing occurred, you weren't at your station. Well, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this. But since I got demoted from detective 2 years ago, well, it might not look it, but I lost my fire for the job, you know? So what were you doing around 5:15 when the murder took place? Well, I reckon I was galloping down the highway on the back of my steed, Zippy. Note, he was riding down the highway on his horse named Zippy. Yeah, sicher. There's no need for people here anyhow. These newfangled machines do a bang-up job of keeping an eye on the place. You mean a security camera system? I don't take to machines much. Kinda like that stewed broccoli, like they sneak in next to your steak, you know? Sure. Miss Star told us something. She said that you were a detective until 2 years ago. It was always my dream to be a rawhide wrangler on the scene of the crime. That's all gone now, like a drinking hole in a prairie fire. You're still investigating the SL9 incident with Miss Star, aren't you? That was my case. It's all solved on the record books, but it smells like a bad game of poker. I can't let it go. That's all there is to it. What kind of case was it anyway? We've heard the name so many times, but no one tells us what actually happened. There are some things you're better off not knowing, Bambina. Anyway, that case is officially dead as of 2 days ago. 2 days ago, the day of our case. That's right, the evidence transferals. Ashworth was talking about the transferals too. I know that maybe 2 of the machines in here do. Only 2 of them? There must be a dozen. Like I said, Bambina, me and machines, well, I like them about as much as I like stewed cauliflower with my steaks. The easiest ones to understand are these here security cameras. Those are the ones that Officer Meekins mentioned. If nothing happens, the tapes are automatically erased every few hours. And Officer Meekins and Detective Goodman, are they on one of those tapes? I reckon they might be. You're a security guard and you reckon. One more thing. When you go into the evidence room, you need an ID card. That's the card reader by the door. The card reader leaves a record of every ID that passes through. 7777777. Interessant. Hey, I've seen that somewhere before. Sorry, Bambina, I can't show you more than that. Huh? I haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet. Mr. Wright, I saw a number on that record just now. I've seen that number before. See? Maybe there's some way I can prove that record is tied to the stabbing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sorry, but could you explain what this whole transferal thing is about? So. Wahrscheinlich wird's die ID sein. We keep only evidence from solved cases in this room. They're kept here under presiding detective supervision for 2 years. So we can reinvestigate them if it turns out there was a mistake, see? So what happens to the evidence after 2 years? It goes to sleep forever in the underground vault at the county sheriff's department. That's what we call transferal. We do it every February. I see now. Transferal is like a funeral for old cases. 2 years after a case is solved, it's closed forever. Dead. Never to be reopened again. Never to be reinvestigated. And that happened to SL9 2 days ago. Okay. Present. Bam. See this? This is the victim's ID card. Ah, the one that was on the ground in the parking lot. Number on this is 5842189. Officer Marshall, show us that ID card record again. Record. Uh-huh. Look, the fourth number, it's a perfect match. It was used at 5:14, right before the stabbing. What's more, there's only one of them cards in the world. So when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room. But wait, what did Officer Meekins say? Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card. So he asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? As the thing suddenly he pointed a knife at me. If he had his ID card then, why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins? Alright, compadre, you win. I guess I can give you this ID card record. I've got an idea. Maybe I should show this list to other people with IDs here. Okay. Rein in the evidence room.